Good evening. Ira Epstein of Linn & Associates with your metal market wrap-up. And this wrap-up is for Tuesday. And we're sitting here at the 3rd of May, 2022, about 5:10 p.m. Central Time. I'm early today for a reason. I don't see anything that I'm crazy on watching in the financial arena. Why? You have the FOMC meeting tomorrow. Did the market bake in a 50 basis point hike and a $95 to $100 billion a month runoff that the Fed's probably going to announce tomorrow? I would think so. So are we at the point where you can say, hey, the market's been breaking on that? It's the old sell the rumor, buy the fact. It could be. How's it going to impact gold, you might ask? Well, as long as the dollar stays strong and doesn't budge from that, gold's got a headwind. We saw today the Reserve Bank of Australia took up their interest rate by 25 basis points. That's a lot larger than traders were looking for. We have the Bank of England on Thursday coming out with what they're going to do. Down the road, we've got the other central banks coming, and we also have important jobs data coming out on Friday. So it's going to be a week where there's a lot of headwinds for the metals because as the economy keeps getting better and better, if you saw the JOLTS numbers today, where how many jobs people are still resigning, so there's more jobs available, very important to look at that. In the gold market, you can see that we're staying under the 18-week average of closes, which puts the bias of the market to the downside. You had a good break, and you haven't had much of a rally off of that. You have a pattern of a higher high, lower low. That broke when, whoops, I didn't want to do that. Don't know why that did it. But I was going to show you that once you had this day up and you took out that high, you went into sort of a stall in the market, not doing much of anything. You're fighting a battle now if you look at the moving averages at the 100, maybe down to the 200. And when you put the Bollinger Band, you see that you've got that in the mix too. So you're in something of a support area that is not bullish. It's just something of a support area. The gold-silver ratio still favors what? The gold is stronger than the silver. And you see that clear as can be on this chart. You have an embedded reading. I think the pros are waiting for a good bounce here to go short this market. That's what I think they're going to be doing. So I'm viewing that any further rally up into this general zone will be met with short selling. It will take a close in the red line over 21, I think, to knock the shorts out of that position. In the copper, you've embedded. Therefore, the pros are going to be selling in this area up here. If you can get up into that zone, look for short selling. They'll bail, I think, if you get a reading over 21. Barring that, they're looking still at lower prices. Platinum market is back over the 18-day average throughout the first buy signal. It's a terrible risk from 957 back under 908.80. But it did throw it out, so it's good to look at least. And in the palladium market, could you be more sideways? You're stuck between the 18-day average of closes, the 100 and 200-day moving averages, flat momentum, trend down. But any move back over, and now I can do this one. I don't know why the other chart wouldn't let me. Any move over 23.19 and a close over the 18-day average at 23.1585, the combination would be a bull signal. So you do have two of the markets that could move out on you. You've got the silver, the copper still weak, and of course everybody's looking at Beijing to see what's happening there. They have not, and I'm talking they being the Chinese government, has not gotten as strict as they did in Shanghai with these outbreaks. I think they see how they're hurting their own economy. They'll never admit to that, but that's what's going on. Now, I have to remind you that this coming Thursday, I have my live webinar. So if you're looking to ask me questions, join in, see what we do in a 20-minute webinar. It's fast-paced. I open the doors to it at 12:15 p.m. At 12:30 we begin, and right around 20 minutes later, I end it. Now, how you get your questions to me? Well, you can ask some during the meeting, but the best way is register. When you register, and by the way, you register by moving your cursor up here. You'll see an icon, give it a click. That's your registration form. Fill it out, and away you go. When you get back from us the user ID and passwords that you need to get into it with the link, you'll also see an area in there that I've put where you can click on my email address and send me what you want me to cover. I'll be happy to do that. Again, just move your cursor up here, click there, and I'll see you in the chart room, as I like to call it, this coming Thursday. I'll open it at 12:15 p.m. Central Time. Take care.